My main takeaway from this conference that we're having this week, the second regional workshop on country safeguard systems, is that things are progressing very well. There's a tremendous amount of enthusiasm in the participants, and partnership is becoming more and more the theme that people are thinking about. I'm certain as we leave this meeting, the partnerships, both formal and informal, that are developed here will carry us forward quite well. Well, the first workshop clearly did, and the second workshop looks like it's going to. Very much in the same way, we've brought people together from a diversity of groups. They've got the opportunity to hear what's going on from others, to report on some of the new developments, and to consider where to go next. So I think we're actually moving forward, and it's definitely making a contribution. Well, I think first of all, convergence and alignment were very appropriately selected as a key theme for the workshop, because that's one of the biggest challenges we have. How do we, in parallel, whether you're a national government, a bilateral donor organization, or a multilateral development bank, support and develop your own safeguard systems in ways that are aligned with each other and where we have greater convergence in approaches? Well, first of all, I think the benchmarks that one sets for anything, including CSS, are benchmarks that evolve. We've had the advantage now of testing some of the approaches of both the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank. And as I said in the meeting, I think it's time to reconsider the benchmarks. We should not be lowering the benchmarks, but I think we need to redefine them so that rather than just equivalence, we're looking at broad equivalence. That would create more flexibility for people to really look at the important aspects of a system's underpinning requirements, and also in the whole concept where we're looking at acceptability of implementation. Perhaps we should be looking more at the concept of operational acceptability, so that one's actually judging not the more comprehensive concept of acceptability of implementation performance, but one which is very specifically tied to the operation itself. With regard to civil society, it's perfectly reasonable they should be concerned about dilution of standards, but I also think they need to work closely with us so that we're able to understand how we evolve the system to come up with a system that works better and fulfills the same development objectives. I believe that workshops, when well prepared like this one has been, contribute significantly to knowledge sharing. I believe that certainly the process of workshops should continue. We've had the 2012 workshop, now we've had the 2014 workshop. We should proceed to have another regional workshop in the future, and I've argued in my own presentations that this should be complemented by some sub-regional workshops where we're able to bring together smaller clusters of interested parties to forge partnerships on more specific issues, which would be an advantage of doing that. Well, I think we've discussed almost every issue that one can consider right now. There are some issues that are going to need greater priority, and I think one of the most important things is to continue both the work on environmental assessment, making the systems more robust, having better control over the question of the analysis of alternatives, working on the issue of better inclusion of social issues, strengthening consultation and disclosure. Environmental assessment is going very well. I think we also, though, need is going forward and coming out of this meeting to reflect more on how do we improve involuntary resettlement and land acquisition approaches, as well as better approaching this very special and important needs of Indigenous people. So I would say the social side remains one of the challenges we need to think of, leaving this meeting but coming back into the next workshops in the future.